this here son of a gun. Ugh, he is clicked and shipped or something.
Cheers.
Dilly dilly.
Yep. Oh, it does make me explode.
What, the drink?
Yeah.
Why would it make you explode?
I have liquid IV in there. Welcome back
Welcome back
to the Lousy Show.
Yep. I had to think about it for a second.
Yeah,
Like,
I
which
needed
one are we
to,
doing?
need to think about that. No, I think I'm battling like a stomach thing that my kids gave me. My stomach's been in knots for like the last couple hours, and not like anxiety knots, but like I might, puke on myself knots. Don't worry,
Yes.
I'll run away from my computer before I puke on camera. I won't have to see that.
Oh, I'll cut that out. Like that's
Yeah. Welcome back. Good to see you all again. Hope you all are doing well while you're here. I know you just heard something very gross, but go ahead and subscribe.
If you like puking, go ahead and subscribe.
Right. Also, click the like button, especially if you like puking. I don't know why this is where we're at.
A weird fucking start.
We're called the Lousy Show for a reason, y'all. Get on the boat here, all right? We're trying to get going. Oh man. But no, I am feeling all right. I will say this. So he heard this earlier, briefly, but I wanted to say it for you all. So earlier had to go grocery shopping, and I got some great news. It's actually in the Discord if you want to see the celebration. Long story short, your boy's been working on his health. Feeling good about it. Got some great news today. All right. So I'm on cloud fucking 9. I hop in the truck to go get groceries. Just me. As soon as I hop in, I crank the tunes. I'm like, I need something heavy. We're gonna belt it. So I put on The Art of Dying by Ice Nine Kills. Great song. And I became Spencer and just was belting it. I mean, personal concert. I get all the way to the top of my road and I feel what feels like, when you get a little runny nose, you can feel that little like wetness right here. And I'm like, oh, I guess it's just, the temperature, my nose it does it from time to time. So me being me, without even thinking, I went like this, knuckle to wrist. And I went to go, and like as I go to reach for something to wipe my hand off, I look, and from my knuckle in a broad stroke all the way to my wrist was painted red. I rocked out so fucking hard, I gave myself a nosebleed.
Damn.
Like I looked in the mirror and it was like someone found Carrie in my nose, dude. It was nuts.
That is impressive. Like I'm just wondering, like, were you like headbanging super hard, or
I was just like, I was singing at the top of my lungs. I was headbanging, like I was going off. Yeah.
I'm just still curious how that happened, but I mean, heck,
Yeah. When I finally cleaned myself off, like I grabbed a rag and I blew my nose. I mean, it was like, I felt great afterwards.
Aren't you supposed to like not blow your nose if you get a nosebleed? I'm pretty sure. Let us know in the comments.
I thought it's only if you have a broken nose.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Like it could be like a vessel. I don't know. Like,
hang on. All right, I got
you. I'm Googling. Before we do, there's something we got to take care of because we're already past time for it.
Good point. Yeah, yeah. It's time for an ad read.
Yep.
Y'all already know what it is. We partner with Into AM proudly, rocking their gear every single night. I'm rocking a basic tee right now. He's got the hat. You got the hoodie? Is that what you're wearing?
I got the hoodie. Oh
the
yeah,
hoodie on right now.
And the underwear, of course.
And the draws. Yes. Yep. And you too can rock some dope stuff like this. It doesn't have to be baked stuff. You can rock some graphic tees, some fresh joggers or something. All you gotta do though is go to the link in our description or in our pinned comment into the am.com/lousy. Again, into the am.com/lousy. And when you go there, what can they do, Sam?
Well, if you gather up some of that cool stuff and get it all in your cart and you want to save a little bit of extra cheddar, if you put our code LOUSY in there, it's LOUSY, you get an extra 10% off on top of whatever they're running, which, I mean, they run, like, I think they're still doing an anniversary sale, and then they have mystery like grab bags where they get some discounts, like packs. If you get like multiple graphic tees, you get a bunch of sales on it too. So if you get all that, and you get extra 10% on top of that if you use our code LOUSY. Again, that's LOUSY at intotheam.com/lousy.
That's right. go there right now. Go check it out. And since you guys scroll down and actually click that link while you're there, hit the subscribe button and the bell icon. Like we said before, we greatly appreciate it. Join the Lousy listeners. And if you're new here, this doesn't sound too familiar to you. But if you're been here for a while, you know what comes next. Fuck honey. Okay. I did look it up. I fucked up. I shouldn't have blown my nose.
I'm pretty sure that's like, just in case it's something really bad.
Yeah.
Then, you shouldn't do that. But
yeah.
I remember, like, I didn't get too many bloody noses when I was a kid. Like, mostly, like, I remember playing baseball, and where we lived, it was super dry. So, like, a lot of times my nose would dry out. And so I would get some every now and then from that. My parents were always like, don't blow your nose. And I was like, all right. So it stuck with me.
No, that's fair. That's fair. Well, I fucked up. Either way, it was metal as fuck. And
it's fucking brutes, dude.
Totes brutes, dude. Totes brutes. But yeah, no, that when that happened, I was like driving and I like see my hand as it's going. I'm like, and just like, I mean, it was bad. It was very bad. I like was trying to clean myself off. I think actually when I got to the store, I pulled in the parking lot. I was still trying to like clean my nose, and like it looked like somebody had punched me like square in the schnoz. And I turned to look at this dude walking by my truck, and he goes, because he was just like stained red. I'm like,
too much booger sugar.
I need that Colombian. The Colombian booger.
Colombian. I
do not condone the use of cocaine. Wait, are we doing this again tonight?
Nope. I'm putting a hard nix on that right now.
Cocaine.
It's not happening. I'm not counting them. Done it twice already. We're not doing a third one. I'm the one who edits. If you want to, go right ahead. I'll send you this one to edit.
Specifically for this portion.
Just I'll edit the rest of it, and I'll send you the project. Just
good Lord. But no, that is today is not about cocaine. It's about well, actually, Sam, you bring it up because you brought this topic up, and I'm actually kind of jazzed for this because this is gonna be a good talker. Like
this one's gonna look fun. So just for fun, every now and then, when we're struggling to come up with a topic, I'll go on to Tier Maker, which we've done plenty of tier lists, for like candy, fast food burgers, chicken places, like plenty of good spots. And I was just on there, and then I noticed there's actually a live vote. So this is something that's happening right now. Currently, there's 4,000 participants, 142,000 and counting votes. By the time you guys see this, it will be done. But it is for relationship red flags, and we have a bunch of topics to go over. So we're not going to like deep dive every topic, of course, because there's probably 50 at least topics. So if not more. So we're going to try to get through as many as we can. And it's very interesting that they kind of have this live breakdown of how the votes are being tabulated, which is kind of cool. So we'll be able to kind of see how everybody else is voting with this along with it. So I think this will be a lot of fun, a little bit different, but a little bit the same as to what we normally do. So
yeah. Now, for the record, you're going to see his screen on this. I do have the tier list up in front of me as well. But that's solely because, and you're going to see me looking down a lot at that to carry on the conversation. But to make things very easy for us, when if you haven't seen it before, I believe you said this, we have to agree on where to put it. Mm. So he and I had we made this concrete long time ago when we were still in the studio. He and I have to agree on where this item goes. So for me to keep track, I'm also going to be placing them in the same spot on my end. Yeah. That way I can keep track of exactly what we have going on.
Real quick before we keep going, behind you, is your bar light flickering? Like right above your head?
Yes.
Okay. Because I saw that something flickering and I wasn't quite sure if it was your weird block lights that they can't see or if it was that. So just wanted to.
It was that.
double check that.
Good catch on that. Good catch.
Yep.
I just looked up and I just see above my head just beep 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 beep. Yep.
But so yeah. Anyway, we have a whole bunch of topics to go over. So shall we jump right in?
Yes.
All right. So as you guys can see, we have our relationship red flags. We have looks like 7 different categories. We have instant deal breaker for a red flag. Right underneath that, we got bad but manageable. Got not the worst thing. Depends on the situation. Neutral, does not matter. Could be good, or actually, I like this. So this is our range. So we've got from basically fuck no to hell yeah, and everything in between.
Let's get Tucson crossfaded.
Fucking sticking blitzes.
Sticking blitzes. Can
So
we
anyway,
put on
Joe.
a t-shirt, please?
I'd be down. Anyway, Joe. So our first potential red flag here is different political alignments.
Not the worst thing.
I'd say, yeah, definitely not the worst thing. I think we're somewhere in not the worst thing, and depends on the situation, because it's going to be like, you can think differently, but still that can lead to some really good conversations and can definitely keep things interesting. So I would probably say not the worst thing. I think I'd agree with you there.
Yeah. The reason I say not the worst thing is that's literally my wife and I.
Yeah.
How the hell, why won't it go for me? What?
I think you have to click on the category on the right. So like what color you want to put it in. So you see where it's got like submit vote. So like we're
sick.
gonna
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
That's cool.
So we're gonna
That's
hit
cool.
not the worst thing.
Okay, so I actually need to move that. Oh shit, I put it in the wrong place.
Well, I think if you refresh your page, it'll allow you to do it.
Let me see. Nope, it will not.
Nope. Okay. Well, I don't know how to move it after that. I think once it's voted, it's voted. So we'll see.
Well, I put it in instant deal breaker. Whoops. No, I was say was my wife and I are like that.
Yeah.
And this isn't like this isn't for us to talk political or anything, but I'm very like central. I'm a very central viewpoint. I can see right, I can see left. I can see the facts of both sides.
Yeah.
Whereas my wife typically leans a lot more left. And oftentimes there are situations in which we do get into, like you said, into conversations where there's differing viewpoints, because sometimes the right makes sense, sometimes left makes sense, and she and I aren't going to agree, but it definitely keeps things interesting, and it's definitely not the worst thing, because we're both adults who can have an adult conversation about an adult topic like politics.
Yep.
So
kind of on that same note, our next one here is invested in politics. So this is going a little deeper into just having different political alignments with somebody that is invested in actually politicking, which I think that'll depend on the situation, because like if you both agree, then it'll be fine. But if somebody's very invested and hard disagrees with you, that can be tricky at times.
I'm not gonna say instant deal breaker, but I will say it's bad but manageable. And I think for myself, that's because I don't personally invest into politics.
Mm.
And I don't. I mean, I've seen a lot of people who do, who are close to us, and I don't know. I'd say bad but manageable, at least for me. Like,
okay, so do you want to meet in the middle and say not the worst thing?
Yeah, because I don't personally want to like I want you to be happy, but that doesn't mean I'm going to be happy also, and we shouldn't put our happiness at odds for any reason. So, not the worst thing for that one as well.
Like I said, to me, it's more depends on the situation. If you both agree with that investment, then great. But otherwise, so it could be a little rough. Next one here is practices a religion you are not involved with, which I don't think that necessarily matters, but it could also depend on the situation.
I would say could be good.
It could be, yeah, but I think it also will depend on the situation. Like, for example, the a couple former ex-girlfriends of mine, kind of like I mentioned. And I never told you who it was, by the
Instant
way.
deal
Remind
breaker.
me. Yeah. No, I think it'll depend on the situation.
Then
Um,
I'll meet you in the middle and say neutral does not matter. Um,
okay.
because for me it's the same thing. Like politics for me has such a bad connotation, and it brings out the worst in people. Religion, while it could do the same, when you do get to sit down and culturally listen to them, you get to make the discerning factor of like, is this bad or good? You know, so
Yeah.
it could be good. So I'll side with you in the middle and say neutral does not matter.
Got it. All right. Next one up, lives with their parents. It's
I'm
not going to be
33
a red
years
flag.
old. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just saying it's not going to, I don't think it's an instant deal breaker. Times are tough these days, so it can be rough. Now, maybe at our age, I might put it a little bit closer to deal breaker, but I think it will more depend on the situation. If it's going to be like, hey, I need a little bit of extra help, so I move back in with my parents or something like that, then sure. But if it's like, no, I've lived in my grandma's basement since I was 2, and or something like that, then and I still fully take advantage of that situation and make them make me dinner every single day,
Yeah.
then that would be a deal breaker. But so yeah, I think it depends on the situation.
Yeah. I was gonna say not the worst thing. Because I mean, I look, yes, we're 33, but we also have friends who they do live with their parents because it's affordable right now. Like going out
Yeah.
and finding a place to live is fucking difficult. And I mean, the average need of money to be able to get started in America nowadays is fucking astronomical. So
Yep.
I don't think that's necessarily dependent of their character of who they are. They could just be between places. We've all been there. Um, so I mean, I'll side with you on depends on the situation.
Okay.
Leading into not the worst thing.
Got it. All right. Next up, choose loudly.
Oh no, instant deal breaker.
That's an instant deal breaker.
Yeah, no, fuck
Honestly,
that. Look, if
especially
you
when it's a loud crunch. Mm, that I don't know what it is about my brain, but it's my brain says no.
especially if you chew like a fucking cow chewing on some grass, if you
Mhm.
don't shut your goddamn mouth, like oh, like that is my nails on the chalkboard. If
Yep.
someone is just smacking their fucking gums and chewing, and especially if I can see your fucking food, like that
That's fucking
one,
gross.
yeah,
Yep.
no, instant deal breaker.
All right. Next up, orders the fast food option at specialty restaurants. I mean, sometimes there are dietary restrictions. Now, if you're like vegan, then I'd say instant deal. But we'll see if that one comes up. Um, I think that's more of neutral does not matter slash depends on the situation kind of thing.
I was gonna say with could be good because while I might like a nice, specialty meal,
Yeah.
a nice like decor with my plate kind of thing. The steaks, fine cut, little Salt Bay action, right? Shit, if you want to get down on some greasy fucking burgers, baby, let's do this. I mean, like, speak to my fucking heart.
Yeah. I'll go with
So
could be good.
yeah, I'd say it could be good.
All right. Next one up is picky eater.
Bad but manageable. I say that because I've dated someone like this before,
Hmm.
and I can say for a certainty you can manage it. But you have to be accepting of them. Bad but manageable.
I'll agree with that. Yeah, because it can be bad for sure.
Yeah.
All right, next up, inconsistent communication.
Nah, instant deal
That's
breaker.
deal breaker. Yeah, we've drowned that bit by this point, but it still reigns true that you got to have good communication
Yeah,
regardless.
if you think it's okay to have inconsistent communication with your partner, you should just not have a fucking partner. Period. Like
Yeah,
that's kind of where I've gotten to in life is the one person you should have consistent good communication with is your partner.
Yep.
I mean, for a various number of reasons that you should, for a fact, have that. Your friends, sure, you might go a couple days without talking to them. Your family, fuck them. You know, like they don't need to hear from you every day. Your partner, you two are doing this shit together.
Yep.
Have good communication. So,
mm-hmm.
Can we do it?
We got to move on. Sorry, buddy. We got fine. All right, let's do it fast though.
You got to have good, honest communication.
All right. Next.
I feel better.
Gross. Next one up is dismissive of your feelings or opinions.
Deal breaker.
Instant deal breaker. And I want to know the shit lord that put actually I like this. All 9 of them. That's so fucking weird, but
they
whatever.
Are into some shit.
Yep. It's like I love being degraded. Next up is controlling. That can be a deal breaker. I think that's more deal breaker than it is bad but manageable.
I know. I'm just looking at the numbers of like, there's 19 people who said it doesn't matter. 27 said it could be good. 59 who said they actually like this.
Some people just want the decisions made for them.
Some people just want to watch the world burn.
Yeah.
Like,
are we agreeing on instant deal breaker on that?
Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Next up, lack of accountability.
Keep the red button going.
Yep, that one's a pretty easy one. Unwilling to address or resolve conflicts. That's the same thing as communication, honestly. Just to a whole nother level. So I'm just going to go straight red on that one.
I'm going to stop on that one for a moment. That is quite literally, and I spoke with my therapist about this. That is one of my biggest, and I do mean biggest, pet peeves in a relationship.
Yeah.
Because I have to resolve it now. Or I can at least give you 10 minutes to cool off, but we got to resolve it today. If you are unwilling to resolve or address the conflict, boy, let me tell you what. We done. So yes, instant deal breaker.
Yep. Next one up is passive aggressive.
Oh my God.
That one I don't think is necessarily an instant deal breaker. It would depend on how aggressively passive they are, or passive, like either one. Like I'd say that's bad but manageable. Leading into
I'll give you
instant deal breaker.
Yeah.
Like, because like if it's passive, then it's typically like if it's just like straight up aggressive, then but like if it's the passive part, I think you can kind of manage and kind of walk around that if you needed to.
Yeah.
But still not great. Next one is lack of emotional availability.
Oh, deal breaker.
Definitely deal breaker. It's interesting seeing the votes on how people are voting for these as we go. Next one up is excessive jealousy. Again, deal breaker.
Yeah.
That's pretty easy there. Constantly negative.
Red button.
Red button. Or you're going to be hitting that one a lot. Disregards boundaries. I think that's going to be another red one. What's on your mind? I see that shit. Fucking.
Could be good.
Depends on the situation.
I will say this. Disregards boundaries. It does depend on the situation, because like, what if that's how y'all are, right? Like someone doesn't, what if someone, I don't know. It's hard to explain that. Okay. I'm just not going to dig myself a hole. Let's just continue.
Yeah. I think this one we just need to hit right. Cause like, I see where you're coming from. Cause it's like, if it's like getting somebody out of their shell, for example, then that could be good. But I think kind of the thing there is, and we've harped on it a lot, especially in like Aim of the Asshole, but like if you set a clear boundary and then somebody goes beyond that, like just willingly, like I think of like the story where the guy said, I don't want to talk to my dad, and then the wife ended up inviting the dad to everything. that one is an instant deal breaker to me.
Fair.
So like I think for that it'd be safer if we went instant deal breaker. Maybe bad but manageable, but like it's I think there's a difference between disregarding a boundary that was set and then pushing somebody to be outside of their comfort zone.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I see you. I see you on that. Can we give me one moment?
Hey everyone, thanks for watching the video so far. While you're here, click the subscribe button to become a Lousy listener. And also click that join button. For $2.99, you can have access to exclusive emotes and also get some cool features like interacting with Joe and I. Also, click the link in the description to join our Discord. Back to the video.
Where were we?
We were on a topic.
Yeah.
All right. So next one up here was doesn't have the same music taste whatsoever.
I actually like this.
Yeah, I don't mind this at all. I think this is totally fine.
Yeah. But do we agree on actually like this?
Yeah, I mean, I don't see any reason why to dislike it.
Yeah,
honestly,
I mean, like, okay. Actually, I'll say could be good only because there is that slight chance in which, like, if you have differing music tastes, because you and I are big metal heads, but we listen to everything.
Yeah. Mm.
And let's say like they are on some like Fetty Wap on the JBL speaker, right? I'll listen to what you got if you listen to what I got.
Yeah.
But if you hard no on mine, that's where we're gonna have a problem. Because I'm open minded to what you got, but if you go then no. So could be good.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Next one here is one uppers.
Nope. Deal breaker.
Nope. Bye.
We had a roommate like that once.
Yeah.
Me and you. Yeah.
Excessively compliments.
I actually like this because that's a morale boost.
Yeah. I think to me it's either there or could be good, just because like for the person that doesn't necessarily like compliments, wouldn't be the best thing, but maybe that's just me as somebody that doesn't like compliments.
Yeah, you do hate getting compliments.
I don't like any of it.
Yeah.
But
so where are you saying?
I would say could be good, personally.
All right, I'll say it could be good. Yeah.
I think for the most part it is good, and I think it can be fine. But like if it's somebody that just straight up doesn't like them, it could make you feel like it's fake, honestly. So that's where I'm coming from on that. So
yeah, that makes sense.
On the flip side, never compliments.
That's a deal breaker.
That's not good for sure. I think you have to have a healthy amount of compliments. At least one every now and then, for a little bit. So yeah, I'll have that one as an instant deal breaker. Next one up is only compliments physical attributes. That's not great.
It's shallow. It's shallow, but it's manageable.
Yeah, I'd say bad but manageable on that one.
Yeah, I'll agree.
Yeah, because they could learn to maybe compliment something else.
Yeah.
Constantly late is probably bad but manageable for me.
Yeah, I'll agree to that. As someone who's not chronically late, but bitch. As someone who's not chronically late but does show up late from time to time, it's not like sometimes it it happens. But constantly late, I mean it's manageable because you can at least like try and like maybe scoot them out the door a little bit faster. So
yeah, well, it's like we have some friends that we know, like if we want something to happen at like 1, we'll tell them it starts at 11 because we know they'll be 2 hours late. And so that way they show up on time, so
that's fair.
I'll say bad but manageable. Next one is last minute cancels.
Yeah, if that's a constant thing, I'm gonna say deal breaker.
Yeah, I mean, if it's for like literally everything, then yeah, it's a deal breaker.
Yeah.
I mean, if they show up every now and then, it's manageable. But yeah, I think that one's rough. I'll say instant deal breaker too.
All right.
Rude to service staff or retail
Nope.
staff.
Deal breaker.
Gone. Mm-mm.
I don't even need to talk about
Execution.
it. God.
Next one does not have a single close friend. That I don't want to put that against somebody. I think it would depend on the situation. It's like
Yeah, I
if
gotta
they're
agree
just
with you.
somebody that's very introverted and has trouble making friends, then that's one thing. But if they're just a totally terrible person, then that's a whole nother. So I think it'll say dependence on the situation for me.
Yeah, it depends on the situation.
Yep. Next one is brags about how good of a liar they are.
Nope.
Go. Easy. Next one is goes to the gym every day. I don't think that would be a deal breaker by any means.
I'm gonna say neutral because
I'd
I
say
mean
neutral. Yeah.
that's honestly still a good thing. Like if it's something which you find you enjoy and it's great for your health.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Like neutral.
Now, if they're using it as an excuse to not do things all the time, then that's, and they're like basically addicted to it, that could be a bad thing. But I think overall it's neutral.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay. And then on the flip side, never goes to the gym. I think that's also a neutral.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, same or other side of the same coin. Has a mental disorder. Uh, that smile is scary. I think it'll say depends on the situation. Yeah.
I, I hate Instagram.
We're gonna move on. Neurodivergent. Doesn't
Depends on
matter.
the situation to me. Like it's because like there are some people, and it's one of those things I would say for neurodivergence. There's and I believe everybody understands this. There is a side of this where you have people who actually take it seriously,
Mm.
and then people who do it for a trend.
Oh yeah, so I think we should say actually like medically neurodivergent.
Oh, that doesn't matter.
Then yeah, I think now if they say that they're neurodivergent, just because they saw on TikTok that they have some trends that might somewhat align with it, then that's not great.
Yeah,
But so yeah, I think otherwise it'd be neutral.
I'll agree neutral.
Then neurotypical
Same thing.
really doesn't matter. Makes plans for the future without consulting your preferences.
Could be good. Could be good because if they want to make plans for the future, this doesn't say without you, it just says without consulting your preferences. If they are open to you doing the same, where both you get out of your comfort zones,
Mm.
then that's great. So I'm going to say could be good. I'm trying to look at the positive of this.
Yeah. Part of me wants to go depends on the situation, but based off the same argument. It's like if they're doing it to get you out of your comfort zone, then yes. But if they're just being like, hey, by the way, I'm gonna go on to like we're gonna go to this roller coaster park, even though you hate roller coaster parks, then that's not good, So
Yeah.
that's
No, I get that.
that's where I would say it's more depends on the situation.
All right, let's meet in the middle and say neutral.
That feels weird to say.
Right. See, like, I mean, it's only
I,
fair.
I'll side with you with could be good. We'll stay positive on this one.
Okay.
But
I'm with you.
Yep. So longest relationship never lasted more than a month.
I know people like this, and there's a reason they are still single. This would in fact, and it might sound bad, but this would in fact be an instant deal breaker for me, because if I know them well enough to know that their longest relationship never lasted more than a month,
Mm.
No, I'll change this and say depends on the situation to be in a healthy medium. And the reason I say that is because if I know why it never lasted more than a month, then I'm gonna be like, yee. If I know why and maybe they just had a string of bad people, that's different. I'll say depends on the situation.
I can agree with that.
I took
That's
it.
what I would have said.
The reason, and for everybody watching and listening at home, the reason I said instant deal breaker is because for me, I've been in a situation like that where I've spoken to someone like this and they explained to me why that was the case, and they were the problem but didn't want to accept it. So I was like, "Hey."
Yeah.
No.
That's where it would definitely depend on the situation.
Yeah. So it depends
So,
on the
I'll
situation.
agree with that. Excuse me. Next one is multiple exes within the same year, which I think that's kind of the same,
Depends on the
but different,
situation.
you know? So,
Yeah.
never been in a relationship.
Could be good.
Could be good. I don't think that necessarily matters overall.
Yeah. I'll say
Yeah.
neutral. Sure.
Yeah. You know, like could be good, could be awkward at first, but I mean, you know, everybody's got to go through those experiences. So I'd say it's neutral because everybody's never been in a relationship at some point in their life, you know?
Yeah. Neutral.
Next one puts a lot of labels on themselves. I'd say bad but manageable.
Why did I just what? My dyslexic ass just read that is puts a lot of labias on themselves.
Bulbasaur, I choose you.
Oh my god. Oh, puts a lot of labels on themselves.
I think that's maybe I shouldn't say bad.
I'm gonna say bad but manageable.
Because what if those labels are like, I am energetic and fun to hang out with?
Okay, depends on the situation.
You know, like it.
I'll look at it from the positive light too. Yes, depends on the situation.
Constantly brings up an ex.
Oh, deal breaker.
Bye.
I look, life's short. I ain't trying to deal with that shit.
Yeah. No, you got to move on from past shit. And if you haven't, then you need to fix yourself before you drag me down in that.
Yeah.
Next one is lacks empathy. That's a deal breaker.
That's a deal breaker for me.
Yep. Males with only male friends / females with only female friends. That's not an instant deal breaker. I think that's in some circles it can be natural, but I don't think it's necessarily a good thing. I think it would depend on the situation. Or maybe say not the worst thing, you know.
I'll say not
somewhere in
I'll
there.
say not the worst thing, depends on the situation, because if I'm reading that the way, or if I'm thinking of that the way I'm reading it, then I mean, no, because I got a lot of female friends too, and they're dope as fuck.
Yeah. I think it would depend. Like if you're reading it as like they will only allow males to be friends with males and then females to be friends with females. So,
That's
you know,
how I'm
like for
reading it,
example, yeah, then, you know, like if it's like like if you're a guy and your girlfriend wants to go hang out with another guy and you're like, fuck no, and that's not good, you know. I think it's good to have a good mix, and you shouldn't be jealous because, like, you know, if you trust your partner, you trust your partner. If you don't, you don't. So it's
Yeah. I see what you're saying. What are you thinking here?
I think we should say it definitely depends on the situation. I think we should leave it there, just because like it.
I'll say it depends on the situation. Well, let's agree on
let's
that.
Let's just put it there. Let's just put it there. Males with only
reversed.
Female friends and females with only male friends. Okay,
Depends
so
on the
this
situation.
depends on the situation as well.
Yeah.
Same thing. References outdated gender roles. Just like referencing that, like. So are we like serious about it or are we joking about it? That's the thing. So are we Harrison Bucker or are we like a comedian, you know?
Depends on the situation.
Yeah, okay. I think that's a safe one to put it in. You can find their whole life on social media.
Once upon a time, I'd have said I actually like this. I'm 33 and I very rarely upload on the social media nowadays for reasons. Um yeah, I'm going to say bad but manageable for me only because I don't want to be in every single photo, but if there's memories that you want to post, like, you know, you want to take a moment, you want to capture it and you want to post it, cool. But
Yeah.
I don't want every moment of my life to be on social media.
Yeah.
My FBI agent's already got enough bad dirt on me. I don't need more. Like,
Yeah, I think it'd be somewhere between bad but manageable and not the worst thing. Just, but it can also depend on the situation. So like, I'll just put bad but manageable, just because I'm the same way. Like I haven't posted in 10 years, over 10 years now. So like, you know, as far as like an actual like Facebook post or Instagram or anything else like that, like I don't post. I don't like it. You know,
even for our social media accounts, I'm the one
I
who
hate it.
posts. He doesn't.
Yeah, I don't touch it. Yeah. um. So yeah, I think bad but manageable. Um. No drama, please, quote unquote.
If you have to say it, that means you're cooking on it.
Yeah.
I live my life as drama free as possible. I don't go around saying, can we not be drama filled today? Can we like skip past the drama? You know, if you have to say no drama, please, that means you are part of the drama. At least from what I've dealt with. And granted, there's millions of people in this world, so you may be different. Who knows? But for me, from what I've seen, if you have to say that, it's probably gonna be a deal breaker for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'd agree with that. Um, furry. In general, we don't kink shame. We, you know, if you want to let your freak flag fly, go for it. Now, for me personally, I'm very far away from
I,
liking anything furry related.
I think you and I are gonna be in the same boat here. Do what you want to do, live your life. This is for our tier list, not yours. It's an instant
It's
deal
a deal
breaker.
breaker. Yeah. No offense to anybody that's a furry out there. If that's what you want to do, that's totally fine. But
I have friends who are furries.
yep. Yeah.
I encourage them, hey, live your life, but that
Yep.
does not. But they know I don't partake.
Yep. Only hobbies include a TV, video game, or computer, etc.
I actually like that.
Yeah, I would actually like that. I mean, yeah, I mean there's a few different hobbies that can happen within that subsect there. So like it's
Yeah.
not like it's just one thing. So yeah, I would say actually I like this or could be good. I'd say
I'm
probably
I'm
could be good, maybe, but
I'm on actually I like this. Because look, I'm here most of the day anyways. If I'm in the evenings and you know we want to shack up, we have our the cute couples desk situation going on. You got your computer here, I got mine here. We're gaming it up, sharing snacks, all that good shit. We're having a good time. Fuck yeah, absolutely.
All right, yeah, I can agree with that. Next one is one word replies.
Deal breaker.
Yeah, it's not great.
I can't do it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a man of I don't mince words. So like I don't mind a one word reply every now and then, but if it needs more than one word, I will say more than one word. But there are people out there that will literally just one word their entire life away. So that's where I think I would say instant deal breaker.
Yeah.
So talk shit behind their friends' backs.
Deal breaker.
Bye. Is the victim in every story they tell. That's not good.
I'm gonna say bad but manageable.
It can be. That would get old really fucking fast. But like I wouldn't say it's an because I think something like that's going to take a while for you to realize, unless they're just so chronic about it. Like every story they tell is them being a victim.
Yeah.
But
You know what? No, I'm going to say deal breaker.
Yeah, I think
All
that'd
right.
probably be.
I have an idea.
Okay.
We're waning into the final moments of this episode. You ready for a fucking lightning round?
Lightning round. Got it.
All right. You read, we choose. We choose. We're not going to discuss it. We got to select and go.
But what if we disagree?
Then we got to find the middle.
Okay. All right. First one up in our lightning round. They act like they're better than everyone else.
Deal breaker.
Always feel the need to prove themselves. It's not necessarily a bad thing. I think it would depend on the situation.
I'll say not the worst thing, but I'll say depends on the situation.
Yeah. I think that was rude to parents. It's going to depend on the situation. Depends on the parents.
Yeah.
Can't text in complete sentences. That doesn't really matter. Texting, it doesn't need to be
neutral.
complete sentences. So,
attention sponge. Crossfaded. Attention sponge. Oh, deal breaker.
Yeah, bye. You have to make all the big plans.
Deal breaker.
So, like, I have to. Then yeah, no.
Yeah.
They want to make all the big plans.
Okay, so there's a difference here, but we say this lightning round. I'm gonna say depends on the situation.
Yeah, I think it'll depend on the situation. Always on their phone.
Bad but manageable.
Yep. Into celebrity gossip or reality TV.
Deal breaker.
Yeah, for me personally, deal breaker. Bad hygiene or does not take care of their health.
Deal breaker.
That's fuck it. Always wants to eat out.
Bad but manageable.
I mean, I think that would depend on the situation. Like, if you can afford it, then fuck it. You know.
Okay, fair. But, depends on the situation.
Yeah. Likes going for drinks often. Again, depends on the situation. I think on that. You know, if they're doing it way too much, then it can be a conversation. Struggles with keeping a job. That I think is bad but manageable.
Yeah, because you could teach them.
Yeah, and it would depend on their mindset.
Yeah,
calls themselves a nice guy. Could be good. Neutral, depends on the situation. Depends on the situation. Yeah. Females who affectionately refer to their friends as bitches.
Oh, actually, I like
that. Could be good. Yeah.
Yeah, I like this because that means they
like that.
Tight as fuck.
Yep. Swears a lot. I like this.
I like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is against swearing.
Deal breaker.
Like spicy food. I like
this.
Dislike spicy food.
Deal breaker.
Deal breaker. Like sweets.
I like this.
Dislike sweet.
Deal breaker.
Fast food is their favorite genre of food. Who calls it a genre, first off? But next I mean, that sometimes that's somebody's favorite food. I think that could be good or neutral, does not matter.
Could be good. Could be good.
Yeah. Does not have a degree nor working towards one. I don't have a degree, nor am I working towards one. Neither do you. Neutral. I think that's fine. It does not matter.
Does not matter at all.
Has a lot of debt. That's bad, but manageable.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep. Never traveled outside of their hometown. That's again bad but manageable. As long as you can get them out of there.
Yeah.
Wants kids. Actually, I
like this.
Yep. Does not want kids.
Deal breaker. Sorry.
For me, it would have been a deal breaker. Yeah. Needs a lot of personal space. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing.
Bad but manageable.
I would say.
We can't think on it. We got to make a deal.
Fuck. Because I would say not the worst thing. Yeah, not the worst thing. Yeah. Likes cartoons. Nothing wrong with that.
Like this. Hell yeah. Yep. Blew it up.
Hates cartoons. Get out of here. Talkative online, but silent IRL.
Deal breaker.
Yeah, that's keyboard warrior energy right there. Deal breaker. Your friends do not like them.
Deal breaker.
That should definitely be a deal breaker. Extreme involvement with parents. I'd say bad, but
not the worst thing.
Not the worst thing. Yeah. It depends on the parents. Has an addiction.
Look,
bad but manageable.
Yep.
Yeah. It depends on the addiction. Only texts you at night. You up? Bye. Bad at communicating.
No.
Bye. Describes their exes as lazy.
Crazy.
Oh, sorry, crazy. Can't read.
Deal breaker. Because if you become an ex, you're crazy too.
Yeah. Cheated in the past. I mean,
Bad, but
people can
manageable.
learn. Yeah, people can learn. Needs to be reassured often.
Not the worst thing.
Yeah. Disrespects animals.
Nope.
Get out of here. Trust issues.
Nope.
Yeah, I don't think I can deal with that. Does not understand pop culture references. I don't think that matters.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Parents track their location. That's bad but manageable. Because you can leave the phone wherever. Smokes.
Not the worst thing.
Yeah, I guess it depends on if it's green or brown, right? But or meth.
Yeah.
So we'll say not the worst thing.
Depends on the situation. Oh my god.
I already clicked not the worst thing. Does drugs, we'll say depends on the situation.
Oh shit. Bad at driving.
Not the worst thing, but
Not the worst thing. I'm probably gonna be driving most of the time anyways. That's fine.
Yep, same. Excessive thirst for anime men/women.
Actually, I like this.
I would now excessive can be a little,
could be good.
I think that's the key word. I will say depends on the situation.
Bro, you know they're gonna have the hookup on those soft big old booby pillows. You know what I'm saying? Like
while that might be nice, but then they're also going to spend $6,000 on a fucking One Piece Nami figure. So like, that's or whatever the fuck her name is.
Depends on the situation.
Yeah. Overly quirky.
Could be good.
Could be good. Extremely indecisive.
No.
I'd say that's bad but manageable.
I'll give you that.
Has a very specific coffee order.
I actually like this.
I will say could be good or neutral. I'm going to say neutral.
I'll give you could be good. I'll at least meet you in the middle. Could be good.
Quotes TikToks IRL. We did this all the time.
Do that.
I like this.
This. Yeah.
Gamer.
Blue.
Like this. Has a stuffed animal collection. I say could be good. Neutral doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Female with masculine hobby, male with a girly hobby. That doesn't really matter.
Yeah, neutral.
Yeah. Anger issues. Bad but manageable.
I was gonna say deal breaker.
Yeah, fuck it. We'll just go straight to deal breaker. Had recent on again, off again relationships.
Bad but manageable.
Yeah. Honk. Let's see. Does not like when you are with your friends.
That's a deal breaker. I gotta have friend time.
Yeah, that's a deal breaker because
all right, we're not gonna make it through this whole list. I'd say let's do the next 4.
Oh yeah, holy shit. Okay. Let's do 5 more.
All right, 5 more.
5 more. All right. Says they do not care.
Depends on the situation.
Yeah, I think it would depend on the situation. Refuses to try your hobbies. That's a deal breaker. Or maybe not. Because at least trying it.
I want to at least try yours as well.
Yeah. So yeah, deal breaker. No motivation, dreams, or goals.
This is gonna sound like shit. That's a deal breaker because if you have zero motive, I'm a very motivated individual. Sam knows this very well. If you have no motivation, dreams, or goals, we're gonna have a serious sit down conversation about the future. Because if we can't see eye to eye on like how to attain our personal goals, it's gonna be a very one-way street, and someone's gonna feel left out. So that's gonna be a deal breaker.
I think it could be bad but manageable. Just because like if they don't have some, then that could at least make it to where, if you guys are compatible enough, you guys can share your goals, for example. I think that'd say bad but manageable for that.
I'll give you bad but manageable.
Okay. Won't let you use their phone. That's because then you think like, are they hiding? Yeah, I think it'll depend on the situation. Because like if you're clumsy as fuck, I don't want you touching my shit.
Well, yeah, but like, I mean, everyone's going to automatically revert to the idea of like, oh, you hiding something, but like,
Yeah.
We're in the day and age where someone's phone is their livelihood. They store a lot of personal shit on there. So like,
Yep. I also have not been counting. How many was that?
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that was 3. This is number 4.
Okay. Likes obscure music only.
Not the worst thing.
Not the worst, because if they're a snob about it, then that could be bad. But you know, if they just genuinely only like the weird stuff that nobody's heard of, then that's not necessarily their fault.
Yeah.
Doesn't like music is an instant deal breaker for me.
Same. And that's where we'll end it. That's number 5. And honestly, a great one to end it on.
Yeah, holy, that's a lot. So
we went through a lot. Holy
and there's
shit.
still quite a few more. So maybe we'll come back to this. I don't know, but
Who knows?
It's a big list. Yeah.
If you carried on through this list, we greatly appreciate you watching. Let us know in the comments, what are some relationship red flags for you specifically? Is there anything that we, selected that you weren't keen on, or is there one that you didn't see that you think should definitely be on the list? Let us know in the comments down below. While you're there, if you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and we will see y'all on Thursday.
Bye.
Later.